I wanted to pop on here and make a little video because I just did something that I have been trying to do now for 7 years straight. Maybe not 7 years straight, but 7 years in the making. Is I broke par today for my first time in golf at a legit golf course. I played with my buddies this morning at the 7:49 tee time at Otter Creek in Ankeny. We walked 18 and I shot a 1 under par 70, which was a course, obviously not a course record, I shouldn't say that, but a personal best. I've shot 71 before, but that was actually a 1 over par, and it was at Woodland Hills, which is a fun little golf course, but it's something along the lines of 5,000 yards. It's very short, so it doesn't count. But this was the first time, no mulligans, no breakfast balls, nothing, straight up rules, didn't lose a ball the whole time, and it was lights out golf. I still made a few mistakes, but for the most part I played really, really well, and I've been thinking about it a lot since. It's 4 o'clock now. We got done at, I don't remember what time, 11:30 probably. And it didn't hit me until about an hour or two ago. It made me a little bit emotional, to be honest, which was great. It was really awesome. Em was calling me. She was following along on the 18 birdies. AJ was calling me. A couple buddies texted me when they saw it, and it was, obviously that's not why I did it, but it was fun to have some people rooting for you. And it was just a really fun time. It was rainy for 3 holes, pretty heavy rain for one of them, the par 5. One of the par 5s was pretty heavy rain, and it was very windy. I'm trying to remember what it is. Right now where I am in Grimes, it's 12 mile an hour steady and 20 mile an hour gusts. I bet in Ankeny I don't know if it's necessarily worse, but Ankeny does have, or when you get out to that course, it's wide open on the north side of Ankeny, and it just blows like crazy. So it was probably 25 mile an hour gusts, I would bet. And the fact that I was able to do that on those conditions was amazing. So I wanted to make a little video about it and walk through the round, just talk about it, kind of just document this, honestly, because I love golf. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world. And the fact that I was able to do that today is just super cool, and I want to document that for, I don't know why, but maybe just to watch when I'm older. But it was cool, so let's dive into it. We are going to dive into this round here. Otter Creek, par of 71. From the tan tees, it's 6,521 yards. It took us 3 hours and 47 minutes. And the rating is a 71.2 with a 121 slope. I don't even know what slope means, to be honest with you, but it just kind of is what it is. And let's jump into things here. I started off the first hole with a drive right down the middle, hit the fairway, put one on, 2-putt par, pretty easy shot. Second hole, interesting. Oh yeah, I did birdie the second one, didn't I? So, second hole, there's water off left, hit a tee shot right down the middle, right in the fairway, over the cart path. Had about 90 yards in, I believe. Then I was able to pitch it kind of just right on, a little short. Actually, no, it was about pin high for about 10 feet. Knocked it in for the birdie putt. Par 5 coming up, pipe driver again. Went about, I think that one went 300. That was downwind, a hefty wind. Then I hit a 5 wood up pin high off right, chipped I tried to chip on. I kind of duffed the chip, honestly. Didn't even get it on the green in regulation, which was a bummer. But it was right on the edge of the fringe, and so I guess you could call it whatever you want. But I didn't mark it as a GUR because it wasn't technically. I did 2-putt from there to make the par. Next was a par 3. It was like 189 yards. Hit a really nice 5 iron. Kind of right up there, landed nice and soft. Had probably 20 feet. Rolled it up, 2-putt par. Next, par 5 going back into the wind. This was an interesting one. I hit a really good drive back into this breeze, this stiff breeze. Then I had like a little mound in front of me, so it was almost impossible to actually hit, and there's water off right, and it was blowing like crazy, and I didn't want to hit anything over there, so I aimed left and tried to kind of steer it around that little lip that was right in front of me. I got around it really, really well. I hit it actually too well over these little mounds, and thankfully there was no OB stakes on this, but it was kind of found its way. It wasn't, I don't even think it would have been OB, but it was right in this little tall grass kind of area. I had like 80 yards in, 70 yards in. I had a decent backswing, and the downswing was going to get choppy, but I could at least get it up pretty clean. I hacked it over this ridge, and it's not a true links golf style, but it's as close as you're going to get. And so I luckily got it up over this little mound, and it actually rolled all the way down to the green, so that was great. 2-putt par. Next is the par 3. I did not hit a very good 7 iron, but I took an extra club, thankfully, and I hit a nice, kind of like a fat trap draw, and it just kind of rode up there and found the green. 2-putt par. Then these next 2 holes are the number 1 and number 5 handicap holes on the course. I took driver, hefty wind coming across. You're right next to the highway. Hefty wind coming from left to right, and my ball flight on my driver does move left to right. I'd been hitting it well, but this was a hole where you kind of, I don't know why, I was starting to get in my head a little bit with it. But I hit a really nice driver, and it found the bunker. I had about 190, took a 5 wood. I actually hit it really well, so I don't know how it ended short, but then I chipped it up kind of a little ways past the hole, and I 2-putted on the way back down for the bogey. That was my first bogey on hole 7, which was fine. It's a tough hole. I didn't really play that great of golf that would even warrant a par. So I was like, you know what, I'll take my medicine. And this was about the time where I kind of stopped taking score, because I figured coming in, I knew I was even par. And usually when I get into a round like that, when I get deep into a round like that where I'm starting to cook, I will sometimes blow it up on my own, just because I'm not comfortable, or I'm not frequently in that 1 to 5 over, one that maybe like 0, -1 to 3 over going into the last stretch of things. And shoot, but I was fine with it there. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to play. I'm going to try to put this thing away and just go out and play. And so next hole is the same. It's right in line with the last one. So it's nice, right next to the highway, hefty wind coming across. Hit it actually a really good draw. It took, or a good drive. It took a bad hop right, unfortunately, and kicked into another fairway bunker. And I was like, man, these fairway bunkers are starting to get old. Hit that one a little bit fat. Then I pitched one on a little bit long again, but I was able to sink a really, really nice downhill putt to save the par. That was a big shot in my round today. I remember because I was like, man, these are not that tough, and I'm just kind of playing timid and scared. And then I sank that one. And I was like, all right, that was a really nice putt. So I love it. Hole 9, hit a blistered drive, 3 something. I don't remember how far it went, but again into another fairway bunker. I caught 3 fairway bunkers in a row, which I rarely do, but I didn't think I even had the juice to get to this one, but I guess I hit it pretty good. Got into it, hit it fat out of there. I only had 110, 111 in, and I hit pitching wedge, just caught it fat, rolled up about halfway. I had 60 yards in, took a 56, and chipped it on, probably 15 feet long again. Maybe not 15, probably 10, 15, yeah, maybe 15, somewhere in there. And I had a good putt in, had a good break, or had a good read on it, and it was breaking my line in this big gust. I swear, this happened twice today. This big gust came in, and I swear it was turning in, and all of a sudden the breeze came from this way, and it went whoosh. It could have been just the green, but it seemed like it was, and so I tapped that in for another bogey. So I was 1 over on the front, and going into the back, I was feeling good. I almost changed golf balls, actually, which, I don't know. It's a little superstitious at this point, but also that one was starting to get a little beat up, which that's what I care about more than superstition. I'm not crazy superstitious. But going into 10, piped the drive, probably 3. This was right down the winds. Again, piped it 3, I don't know, 310, something like that. Hit what did I hit into that green? I hit a 56 into that green. Really nice one, a little bit long. I kind of flighted it down because the wind was with me. Flighted it down, couple bounces, and checked up pretty good a little bit past the hole. I had a downhill slider, probably about 12 to 15 feet, somewhere in there. And this is one that I wish I could have back because I got a little timid on it because the wind was kind of blowing it down the hill. It was kind of blowing a little bit, but also into it, but also kind of pushing it back down the hill. And so I got a little bit scared with one of them, with my first putt. And I ended up with about 6 feet in because it was not a good putt. It was a really, really bad putt. But I swear the wind also, this is the other one where the wind, there was a huge gust. I putted it, and then it was rolling, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, and you could literally see the ball pretty much change course. And again, it could have been the green, but who knows. I was able to, I missed that putt again, that par save, which that one was tough because I got scared with the wind. And at this point, this is where the rain started. That was when we were putting. And so the rain started there. Another bogey on 10. So I'm like, man, I just bogeyed. This is 3 bogeys in the last 4 holes. And this is where things would normally start to kind of deteriorate and would spiral out of control. But again, I wasn't thinking about the round. I was just playing. On the way to the next hole, it starts downpouring. And so I shouldn't say downpouring, but a good rain. And so par 5 tee box straight back the other way into the wind. Hit a good little low drive. Wasn't great. A little low heel cut, which was fine. And hit a decent forward. Pulled it a little bit, but kept it low. Kind of a low stinger draw. Overdrew it, which was fine. Ended up with about 139 in is what I had, straight into this wind, out of the rough. Hit an 8-iron, flushed it. Probably one of my best shots of the whole day was that 8-iron. Pin high, 2-putt par. I almost actually had the birdie putt, but whatever. We move in from there. Next hole is this was a really good one. Downhill again off the highway, wind blowing. Hit a good drive. It just kind of, it wasn't great. I didn't hit it super clean, but I was underneath this tree, and I didn't know if I was going to have enough room to get out there because I had about 112, 115 in and I was off of a really tight lie. There was no grass, it was all dirt. One of the few places on Otter that isn't immaculate, because that course is nice. And I hit it, I picked it clean, not picked it, I shouldn't say picked it clean, I hit it clean. But it was just a little bit, got away from me a little bit to the right. It was just sitting in the fringe right off. And I saw the line for the chip, pitched it exactly how I wanted to, perfect contact, straight in the bottom of the cup, rolled out just a little bit, right in and drain it for the bird. That was a huge putt, or a huge play there. So I don't remember where the scoring was even at this point. I had stopped taking score at this point, but at this point I was still 1 over. Going into the par 3 again, this one's straight into the wind. It's a short par 3, but downhill into the wind. It was playing like 130 again, so I hit 8-iron again. It was a little short. 2-putt par, great lag putt on this one. It was probably a 30-foot lag putt, maybe 35 feet. Great lag putt, put it to about a foot or two, just kind of tapped it in for par. Next hole was, this is one that's very tough and kind of has my number, because usually there's a lot of wind and it's elevated tee box kind of going back into the clubhouse. I hit a piped drive, hit it a 318. This was kind of with the wind, elevated tee box, so I get it. It was piped, but kind of went long left, chipped it on with a 56. I didn't hit this one actually that great, but it kind of got up enough and rode the wind in, got a good bounce off of the green, rolled to about, I don't know, 5 foot, made the birdie putt, which was crazy. On to the par 3 over the water, playing 187, hit a 5-iron to the far left side of the green, pin high, another great lag putt, put it to about a foot, tap in par. I was starting to get nervous on that hole. When I was walking up to that par 3, I was very nervous because I didn't know the actual score, but I knew it was down there, because I just knew, like, you just know, and I was trying to think of anything else that I could. I was thinking of everything just to get my mind off of it, and part of it, I was thinking of this guy right here. I was trying to think of just cuddling up with him, hanging out with him. Again, I thought of so many things during this, but that was one of them. It was, it actually kind of worked. I got up to it, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to hit this wherever. We're just playing golf, 1 hole at a time. Got up there for the green and reg, 2-putt par. Moved on to 16, which for me is a tough hole because it's, again, going south, which means the wind usually blows straight across. And I had been getting a little bit scared with the driver on the ones where the wind was pushing across, and this one I was thinking, I'm going to just put this on a line, hit it dead straight, and let the wind carry. I know that's what you should do anyways, probably, but a lot of the other ones I was kind of getting ready for the slice or the draw or the fade. But this one I was confident I'm going to hit a good ball, let it ride the wind. Hit it great. Had 100 yards in, and maybe like 102. I was going to take a 56, but I took a 52, took about a 3/4 52, maybe a little more than 3/4, put it to about 6 feet. Again, my wedges today were so good, and I was able to knock in that putt as well. So at this point, I'm like, man, we are right there. Like, we are right there. And going into 17, I was like, man, this is kind of crazy. But thankfully, 17 had the wind coming back from the right to the left, and so I was able to hit a very confident drive on that hole. There's not much really to hit it into, thankfully. Hit a nice drive, 300, had like 90 yards in, hit a 56, stuffed that one again to like 6 feet. and I missed that one on the low side actually. So I wish I could have that one back and that putt on 10 back. But I mean the wedges were so good today, which was nice. And so parred that one, 2-putt par. And going into 18, there's water right, straight into the wind. I hit a really, really nice. Actually, before I talk about that, me and Drew, he usually on this hole, I'm getting antsy. I have a round together. There's water right. There's plenty of space left though, so I'm not super worried about going right. But what Drew, I told him I was nervous last time we played there, and he's like, well, we don't need to be thinking about the bad stuff. We need to envision success and see yourself hitting the good shot. Focus on the good shot. See the good shot. That's all we're focusing on. And I was doing that, and I feel like as he's been telling me that, I feel like my ability to do so has to see the success, to envision the success has gotten way better, which is really, really cool to feel, considering I've only been working on that just a little bit. But hit a really good drive, probably 270 maybe, right into this wind. Probably not 270, 265 probably. Had, I don't remember what I had, 120 in, and my buddy Alex, the other guy we were playing with, he said it's a 2-club win because he had just hit and his came up really short. And so now I was in my head thinking, oh man, what is going on? It was out of the rough. Is it going to jump? Is it going to carry through the wind? Is the 8 too much? So I was going to hit just kind of a high 8. And I hit it, but I hit it pretty fat. And this was another lucky bounce because I hit it fat, but it actually got out pretty good. And it came out another kind of one of those trap draws, similar to that par 3 I was talking about. And it hit this downslope again just perfectly and kind of trickled up pin high, which I feel like the full 8 would have been way too much, and then you're putting way downhill. So I should have realistically just hit a solid 9-iron. But that was a lucky break on 18. I had probably 15 feet for birdie and hit it to about a foot or two. Tapped it in. At this point, I had no idea. I thought I was like maybe 1 over. And I was covering up the score every time I was looking at it, or every time I would enter a score on 18 birdies. And Alex goes, well, what did you just shoot? Like, you just fired like a 77. And Drew goes, no, he fired a 1 under 70. And I just, as soon as he said that, I was like, there's no way. I went back, double-checked, and sure enough, that's what it was. So that was very, very crazy. A cool round. I didn't even really realize what happened pretty much at all. But I hit 57.1% of fairways, 72.2% of greens. That was great. 31 putts. My average drive was 283 yards. And oh, here's my targets thing. So I'm on this thing where you go to break 70 because they only have break 190, 80, and 70. I've already broken 80. So my next thing is to break 70. And so what 18 birdies will say is that you need 4 birdies, 11 pars, 13 greens and reg, and 9 fairways. I had 4 of 4 birdies, 15 of 13 pars. I think that might be pars or better. Yeah, because that wouldn't make sense. That's interesting. I wonder why they have that. 13 of 13 greens in regulation, and I only had 8 fairways, and they say you need 9. So I almost closed every ring, and you know what? I was right there. So I'm guessing if on one of those fairway bunkers that I hit, if I could have caught a fairway on one of those, I could have had a better chance getting it at par or even a birdie. So honestly, it doesn't seem like it's too far off, but yeah, really cool round. I know this is a long video and no one's probably ever gonna watch this, but maybe me in 50 years, who knows? But it was really, really cool. And now I don't really know where to go from here because I don't know, I've never been in this situation, but I'm gonna keep working at it and keep getting better. So I would like to. My goal is to at least get to a scratch handicap. Right now on 18 birdies, I'm at a 5, straight, like even 5. I was at a 5.2 before that, and so I'm surprised it only brought it down that much. But I think now I'm much more comfortable. I think I broke past that par barrier in my head, and so once I can get the wedges really fired up and the driver really fired up, I think I'm excited for what is to come, because I've been in a position many times to get that, and like I said, I kind of talk myself out of it, or I say I'm not comfortable being in this scenario, and I'll literally self-sabotage and hit a shitty shot because I'm thinking about it. But now that I know that I can be that guy who goes out and shoots that, I think I'm going to be able to be in that scenario more frequently, because you can't buy that, you can't trade for it, you got to earn that experience, and the only way to get it is to do it. So I'm excited to keep working and play some golf with my buddies, because that was a really, really fun round. And I kept my composure very nicely. There were only a few shots where I got upset, but I never let any of them get to me. And I'm really, really proud of how I handled the missed shots. And I'm also very proud of me putting my emotions, feeling my emotions and sitting with them and being okay with them. Because you're always going to be nervous when you have a birdie putt. You're always going to be, maybe not always, but when you're going for your low round, you're always going to feel it. You're going to feel it, which is part of the beauty of the whole thing, because yeah, just super cool. And just, I mean, I love golf, and so it was cool to see and experience and feel that and just kind of sit with it. But yeah, that was a really fun round. I enjoyed that a lot. So maybe I'll start filming some more videos of golf, but that's pretty much it. It's a long ass video, but I'm glad I talked about it. So who knows, maybe break 70 will come this summer. A 69 sounds pretty sweet. And I feel like if you're shooting a 69, that is really, really impressive. I mean, even for me, like, obviously, that impresses me insanely. So it's not obviously to brag, but who knows? We'll see what happens. And yeah, that was really fun.